Hello and welcome to the two-man power trip of wrestling. Your host, JP John Paz. With me today, very, very special guest. You may know him as Mr. Big Boom himself. He made the double chunk chocolate famous. He made the chicken bake famous. He is Big Boom, AJ Bufamo. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you so much, Sean. I guess we should give credit to Big Justice for making the chicken bake famous, but yes, it was me with the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Yes, I love it. It's funny. My son, it's obviously he knows your son from like streaming and following
Uh-huh.
online and stuff. He wasn't as familiar with you, and he knew like the Riddler. I said, I'm actually way more familiar with him. He's like, how do you know the dad? I go, I used to go from being in Jersey. I used to see him independent wrestling shows 20 something years ago. He's like, oh my god,
That's
that's so long ago.
awesome.
Because he's only 9, so he thinks 20 years ago is like, oh, that's forever ago.
Oh
But I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah, that was an eternity ago, right?
yes, and he's like,
Did
when
you
did
go
that
to
happen?
Did you go
Yeah.
to Phoenix wrestling shows? Phoenix Championship Wrestling?
Yes.
That's where you would see us. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then, forget where Leonardo had it, but it was like a VFW hall. You were at one of those shows. I think Jim the Anvil Neidhart was on it.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. That's right. I do remember that because I met Jim there, and then Jim and I teamed up the next night.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that was one of the. I loved Jim the Anvil growing up. I don't think John. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think anybody did a better hot tag than Jim the Anvil.
You're probably right. Yeah, definitely up there. He would get them pumped up for the hot tag. He was
Right? Can we
intense.
think? If you can think of someone, please, I'm willing to listen. I can't think of anyone that had a better hot tag in the history of wrestling than Jim the Anvil.
True. I know Robert Gibson just because Ricky Morton was so like he was getting murdered, so they couldn't wait for Robert
Yeah,
Gibson. But I know Anvil was intense. Like he would go in there and just kill
Anvil,
people.
he was just a tank. Yeah, and so that was such an honor to get to team up with Jim the Anvil because he was one of my favorites growing up.
I used to love you because of the raise the roof when you would
Yeah,
do the raise the roof. That was so great. We used to be
right.
like, oh, this guy is so over with the raise the roof. Oh, we just absolutely loved that back in the
And
day.
I had to raise the roof that I would do right before a power slam, and I had to time that thing perfect. So you know
Yes,
what? I might bring that back, John. I am so happy you brought that up. I might bring that back.
you got to break. That was so great, and
So
even
I
the
would
announcer, like when you came out, was so great about it.
I would whip the opponent off, and as he was coming back, I would do a quick boom, 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 and then right into the power slam.
Yes, yes, and then obviously before the match, everyone's going whoa because they know they're
Yeah.
getting ready for the
Oh yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yes, so good. And I used to love and it was funny. I was just talking to Joey Janela about this because he used to go to those shows
Yeah.
too. And I said, I love how the announcer would go, the power child. Like it would go a very, like almost Howard Finkel-esque, Eric Justice. Like it would be
Yeah.
very Finkel like. I love that. Yeah.
There was a ton of thought that went into that name. So the Power Child came from, of course, the Soundgarden song. But and Chris Cormier, by the way, so much came out of Seattle during the grunge era, but Chris
Yep.
Cormier, the best voice that came out of Seattle in the grunge era.
Best voice. Yeah.
So, so in the song "Outshined," there was "Show Me the Power Child." So the line was "Show me the Power Child," and I just combined it to make Power Child. And then Eric Justice came from American Justice. So if you look at American Justice, you have ERIC in the middle, and then so it was the American Power Child, Eric Justice.
Man, look at that. I didn't even know that. Obviously just knew
Yeah,
you were, the American Power Child there. Just didn't know the meaning behind it. That's awesome.
yeah, that's the meaning behind. There was a lot of thought that went into that name.
Wow, so cool. I love it. And obviously, that just brings back all the memories of going to all those shows, all those indie shows, and seeing you. But it's awesome 20 years later, and we're kind of going backwards to go forward here. But it's funny,
How
20
did
years
this
later,
happen?
yeah. Like, how the hell did this happen? You're so famous now. It's like insane how popular you guys got.
Well, first off, thank you so much. And it's very important, John, for us to put out there that it hasn't changed a thing in our life. We still live in our same house. Big Justice still plays baseball in our rec league. Ashley's playing volleyball. And I think that all this, people ask how this changed. It just allowed us to become more of who we are. And I always loved bringing happiness. You'll remember at those shows, I didn't leave until every picture was taken, until every 8 by
Yes.
10 was signed. And nothing has changed. I mean, when we get to walk through airports, when we get to go to movie theaters, anywhere, malls, and we get to see people and we get to really make people happy, that's the greatest part about what we're doing right now.
So cool to see that too, because it's like, wow, the Costco guys, like, and they like, they have that song, "We Bring the Boo." Like you just
Yeah.
almost become a part of culture, but you get stuck in people's heads like all day long, 24/7. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Well, I hope we're making them happy. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about. And those are my favorite comments. I love reading. Can't wait for your videos to come out every day because they make me so happy. So that's who we are and that's what we do.
Big Justice, an homage to Eric Justice, right? It's got to be, right? It's
That's
like
his name. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So when we found out we were having a boy, one night we're just laying in bed thinking of names, and I threw it out there as a joke. And I said, why don't we name him Eric Justice Bufumo? And there was silence. And I got to tell you the truth, I don't even know if Mama Justice said yes or what, or if it was just silence and we just went with it. For some reason or another, I think like we had it and we just went with it.
That's
So yeah,
great.
big Justice is Eric Justice Bufumo.
I just love my son's like, I know who Big Justice is. See him on YouTube, see him streaming. And, the Rizzler, sometimes he jokes around and says he's the Rizzler. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's just so awesome that, like, even like, he's obviously a lot younger than me. I'm in my 40s and he's 9, but it's awesome. It's like, well, I like the dad. He's like, well, I like the son. You know what I mean? It's kind of a cool little combination. I get kind of share something with him, which is awesome.
yeah, that's awesome. Knowing that we get to provide something for everyone. What's your son's name?
John.
John. John brings the boom.
Yes, can't
clip
wait to show him
clip
that
that one.
later. He'll
Clip
love
that one for John.
I can't wait to show him that. Yes, I love that. It was funny too
Absolutely.
because when you had texted me yesterday, he was in the car with me. He goes, and I had your name, Big Boom AJ. He goes, and it
Yeah.
it comes up on the screen. He goes, what? He's like, he looked at me. He goes, what is going on? I was like, I can't say anything. I was like, I may be interviewing him. So really cool. He was loving it. He loves the Costco guys.
It's like funny and a little bit uncomfortable at times when we're standing next to some of the biggest names ever in pro wrestling, guys that have accomplished more than many can ever dream of. And kids come up and running up like, "Can we get a picture?" And now they're standing there. I'm like, "Hey, why don't you get him too?"
Yeah. I love it though because if you think about it, like I saw somebody posted something online. You were on the same show as Edge, obviously Adam Copeland, Cope, and they're like,
Right?
"I bet you
Yeah.
Big Boom AJ is more famous." And I was thinking, I was like, "It's possible. It's like not out of the realm of possibility that you might be," which is crazy to think about, but it might be true.
What an honor it was to meet him. I mean, just I mean, the aura that comes from this guy. I mean, he's got an incredible look, just incredible energy. What aura? So yeah, what an honor it was to meet Adam and all he's accomplished. And I mean, right, some of his matches, some of the greatest, trend setting, some of the jaw dropping, game changing, some of the greatest matches ever.
With you though, I mean, we're talking about wrestling, we're talking about AEW, we're talking about you right now. Are you healthy? What's going on? What's the latest? What's
Oh, I
the
couldn't be better. I couldn't be better. Thank you so much for asking. When people ask me about the foot, I like have to stop and think for a minute. What are they talking about? No, the foot's a memory. Everything is fine. I was officially cleared by AEW last night, so everything's going. I'm sorry. I was cleared by AEW a few days ago when I stopped. I was in San Diego for Dynamite last night in Oakland for Collision. So back in San Diego, got the foot cleared. Everything is fine, and Los Angeles, we will be at Revolution, ready to go, ready to bring the boom.
I love it. Obviously, you're just part of Collision, and you said you were backstage at Dynamite as well. What's the latest for Revolution? What's going on? What do you got coming up?
Well, a little something happened backstage last night, and I'm sure many wrestling fans have seen it by now. I think we got a little bump by Johnny TV. Johnny TV had a little chip on his shoulder and came bringing it to Big Boom AJ. And of course, Johnny TV is bringing his buddies along, the MXM collection. And Big Justice and I, we had to scamper to find some tag team partners for Revolution. So we did find some tag team partners, and I am very, very excited about who will be teaming up with us. Very excited to talk with you about it, John. So at Revolution, it will be MXM and Johnny TV versus Big Boom AJ, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy with Big Justice in our corner. And we're coming to LA to Revolution to bring the boom.
Nice. Love that. That's great. And obviously came together on Collision. That's a pretty big step up in competition, right? I mean, you're going up there.
I'm the strongest I've been in a while. And I was lifting very heavy. I was getting very, very strong for Full Gear, of course, against QT Marshall. And listen, at this point, at 49 years old, I know I'm not out speeding anyone. I know these guys have been in the ring for a while, so there's a good chance that they're going to have their ring intelligence where it needs to be a little bit over mine. But I don't think anybody's going to outpower Big Boom AJ.
Yeah, you've always been kind of in like tremendous shape, just as far as being able to throw some guys around, throw some meat around, if you will.
Well, that was always my thing, and it's tough to overcome strength. So it was always my goal to be the strongest guy out there.
What do you think about your partners? Are you loving? Could you get any better than one of the Briscoes?
It's such an honor. It is such a crazy honor, and Johnny TV thought we didn't have any friends, and that was what Johnny TV was going based upon, telling us he's been there for a while. He's got some friends. We just got there. We don't have any friends, but Big Justice, he looked around, he went through the building, and we found some friends right away, and we couldn't be happier with the friends we had. I mean, Orange was on board right away, and then we needed that third. By the way, Big Justice wanted to be the third man. And I had to settle Big Justice down a little bit because I do think one day, John, Big Justice is going to be one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. I do think Big Justice will be AEW champion one day, but for now, we need him in our corner. And then Mark Briscoe showed up ready to fight. And listen, John, if you were going into a fight, would you want anyone else behind you than John Briscoe, than Mark Briscoe? Forgive me.
Definitely not. One of the
you want to bring Mark Briscoe into a fight with you? I mean, you could go into that fight confident, ready to bring the boom.
For sure. Is Big Justice thinking about wrestling full time once he gets a little bit older, or baseball full time? He's a pretty good baseball player.
He's got the wrestling itch. He's got it. Mama Justice might not be too happy about it, but Big Justice has the wrestling itch. He's got it.
Excuse me. Do you think that baseball could be like a dual sport kind of thing, or no?
That's very interesting. Wow. That is very, very interesting. Big Justice has many of the tools of a great baseball player. He's an excellent hitter. As we can see from the home run derby he won against Bryce Harper in Mr. Beast video. So yes. Big Justice could smash the ball. Big Justice has an arm on him. He's a great, great pitcher. Big Justice would need to improve a little bit on his speed game. And he's a solid fielder. I think Big Justice has two of the 5 skills you need to go far in baseball, and he's very, very good. He's excellent at those 2 skills. So if he's able to improve and work upon those other 3 skills, yeah, I think he could go pretty far in baseball. He definitely loves it, though. He loves baseball.
Are you going to be in trouble, though, for giving him the wrestling itch? You know what I mean? Because once you give it to them, it's hard to get that off of them. Are you going to be in trouble with the wife for that?
I've been in trouble before. I'm still here.
I know my wife, because I got him into wrestling, and not good, not happy about it.
Yeah. I think Mama Justice has a love-hate relationship with wrestling, and that of course, it does get to the injuries happen, and being a woman and watching someone you love go through the injuries. Of course, being a man too for some of the awesome female wrestlers in the world. Watching someone you love always at risk of injury and suffering injuries. Sure, it's heartbreaking. And then there's the other aspect to see how happy pro wrestling makes someone. And I say it all the time, John, there is nothing, everything that we've done, home run derbies with Mr. Beast, recording with some of the top creators anywhere in the world. There is nothing in the world like walking out from behind the screen down the ramp and feeling the energy that comes from a pro wrestling arena.
It's one of those things. It's hard to explain, even as a fan. Like, why do you love this so much? It's like it's hard to explain, but it's just I don't know. Either like nostalgic kind of feeling, or it's something with the energy of the crowd and the music, and everything just comes together. It's right. It's like hard to explain what it is, but it's just like
because you're part of the show. Because you're part of the show. Because I guess you can go to a football team with your favorite team. You can go to a baseball game. You never really feel as if you're really part of it. Pro wrestling, you just feel it. Like you feel like that's you in the ring fighting for everything you believe in. And pro wrestling just has a way of doing that.
That is true. It's crazy because you're cheering on when they want you to cheer on. Yeah. You're fighting with them.
You're fighting with them. You really feel like that's you there. You really feel like that's everything that you want to be, and you're there and you're part of the show. So that's what it means to me.
You know what's great about you and AEW and that team up is that Tony Khan, who's he's a billionaire, a part owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars,
Love the
Fulham
guy. Can't
soccer
say
team.
can't say enough. Can't say enough of the best things in the world about Tony Khan.
But my whole thing, I was listening to an interview. He was pumping you up. He was saying he was learning from you. This is this guy is very successful. He says, how do you feel hearing that from him? Because that's pretty amazing.
Oh, it's an honor. It's warms your heart. It's exciting. It's awesome, and to have a friend like Tony Khan, who's like family at this point, and to bring value to Tony and to be part of this AEW family. What a crazy honor this is. And at 49 years old, you just never,
Right.
never know where life is going to take you. And, John, I have my 4 pillars of success and happiness. My 4 pillars of success and happiness. There's videos out there of me saying this. And if anything ever isn't going in the right direction, I go back to my 4 pillars of success and happiness and I say, there it is. That's the one I'm not doing. And I know which one it is most of the time. My number 1 pillar of success and happiness is 0. Again, 0 negative thoughts. The negative thoughts do not belong in our head. All that nonsense that you're holding on to, who did you wrong and what shot you didn't get rid of that. Get that out of your head. That's not serving you well. You're not going to get anywhere with it. Get it out of your head now and never let it back in. My number 2 pillar of success and happiness, this is the one I struggle with the most, believe it or not. Eliminate mistakes to maximize time. Whether you're talking about business, whether you're talking about relationships, whether you're talking about family, anything. If you feel like you're making a mistake, you got to get rid of it because that's taking up your time. And your time is such a valuable resource because this 16 minutes, 38 seconds that we just spent together that I'm absolutely loving, we're never getting it back. Right. So if you're spending a lot of time on mistakes, on someone you don't want to be with, on a situation you don't want to be in, get out of it, eliminate it. Don't hold on to a mistake because you took a long time making it. Number 3, take massive action. Okay? You want to be a creator. You want to be a pro wrestler. You want to be a musician. Whatever it is you want to be, go all in on it and don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do it. All right? And you know what? Big Boom AJ, I'm proof of that right now. I am proof of that right now. 49 years old wrestling for AEW, okay? Because I took massive action. And now the big one, John, which happens to be the easiest one for me, but I know it's going to be hard for a lot of people. Replace expectation with appreciation. You really want to be successful. You really want to be happy in life. You have to replace expectation with appreciation. Don't expect anyone to watch any of your videos, but appreciate and love everyone that does. Don't expect anyone to be at the Crypto Arena LA, but love and appreciate everyone that is there. And when you replace expectation with appreciation, that's when you're really going to be happy and really going to be successful.
Oh, that is amazing. I love that. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to write that. I'm going to re-listen to this and write that down later. I love that. Yeah, that's perfect.
John, don't expect anyone to watch this video, but appreciate and love everyone that does.
Well said, man. You're like a prophet over there, Big Boom. This is great stuff.
Thank you so much. And those are my 4 pillars of success and happiness. And like I said, when something's not going right, I look back and I see which one I'm not doing, and right away I say, "There's the one I'm missing." I put it back into action, and things go well again.
And it's crazy, like you said, like 49. You were a wrestler for years on the Indies. It's like, who would expect you to be an AEW? You are, and you're one of the most popular acts. How does that even happen? Like, how do you even get to AEW to begin with?
Well, I knew he had something special. So when Big Justice and I started recording together and started making videos together, I knew he had something special. And the reason that I knew this, John, is because I used to watch father-son teams. And I used to watch and see how the father was kind of like holding the son back. Like the son would be about to start talking, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I want to hear that." And the father would say, "Okay, well, we're going to move right along now." I'd say, No, don't do that." So when we did our channel, one of the pillars that we had was I was going to give Big Justice room to grow. And when I saw that Big Justice was kind of, at this point, I think Big Justice is leading the way on the channel. When we first started and I saw I was giving Big Justice that room to grow and other creators were creating with Big Justice and their jaws were dropping saying, "Wow, this kid's got it." So we brought something to the world I knew the world needed. And we brought a lot of happiness and we brought a whole different dynamic to the father-son channel. So then from there, the old wrestling clips started resurfacing. So the Clippers are out there. They're always finding something like, "This is Big Boom AJ. Look at this guy in the ring." And then, of course, we got the call from AEW. We got the call from Sanjay. And what Sanjay said that day changed everything. And it's out there, it's known, but I will tell you what Sanjay said. He said, listen, Big Boom AJ, I'm calling right now not to bring you to AEW. I'm calling to bring AEW to you. Bring your Boomer Doom, bring Big Justice, bring your double chunk chocolate cookies. And how do you say no to that offer? So my jaw dropped right then and there. And we first went out to, I think it was All Out in Chicago. So we go to Chicago, we do some microphone stuff. And I said, let's see where this goes. Let's see if there's an appetite for it. And there was. Because then, the next step in the process was, all right, when's Big Boom AJ getting in the ring? And, that was at Full Gear and now Revolution. And I think I'm going to be here a while. My body feels good. I think that I'm going to be here for a while. Listen, as long as the audience wants Big Boom AJ in the ring, I think I'm going to be here a while.
I love that. And I love how they're bringing, them to you rather than the other way around. It kind of just shows your value and what you guys built through, TikTok and YouTube and everything else. It just shows your worth, really. I mean, which is a ton.
Well, thank you so much. And, I promise to you and to AEW and to everyone out there, I am going to over deliver on what AEW is expecting of me. And that's a promise.
When you are in there, wrestling, are you thinking about like the old days of like, man, like I came from, like from little to this, like, do you constantly think about that, or you're ready, well, you just kind of move on?
No, I move forward. I don't like reminiscing. That's kind of, reminiscing is not for me. Talking about past mistakes is not for me. Yep. Talking about, damn, why was I in the ring 20 years ago instead of that? No, that's not for me. How does that serve me well? That doesn't serve me well at all. What I am thinking about right then and there that night is right then and there. Thinking about the match, thinking about where the match is going, thinking about the audience and how I'm making them feel a part of it. Hey, listen, let's talk about Dusty for a minute. One of the greatest microphone promotions of all time, one of the greatest promos of all time. We could say it. The Hard Times promo. Dusty was dead on. It's our job to give those people good times, and that's what I'm there to do.
Man, one of the greatest promos ever. That's one of those promos that, you just say it and you feel it,
You feel that. You feel that promo.
Yep.
Yeah.
The power of wrestling. Again, the power of wrestling. It's crazy.
Listen, it's our family. We all own this together. This pro wrestling thing. I mean, the guys that started it decades ago. I mean, this is our thing that we built together. We're all a part of this.
One thing that I was amazed of, because I know QT Marshall, almost underrated, which is crazy to think because how long he's been wrestling, how athletic he is, how good he is in the ring. He can cut promos, he can do comedy, but it's almost like he's somehow underrated. No, I still don't understand why. It's a strange thing, but his match with you, everyone was kind of questioning, is it going to be good? One of the best matches of the night, and probably the best reaction of the night, which is crazy because AEW has a great roster. So probably one of the best reactions. What did you think of that match? And am I accurate? I mean, I think it was awesome, like what you guys were able to do.
I can't say. Listen, QT and I may have some disagreements out of the ring. I think the guy's a big doom out of the ring, but inside the ring, QT is a big boom. I mean, yeah, the guy knows his way around the ring. I was very concerned about that going into the match. I knew I was going to have to outpower him, and I also did know that there is that motivation from the audience. So I knew with the audience behind me, behind Big Justice against QT, that was going to wear on him. I knew that. But I do agree with everything that you're saying. I think that the guy is an unbelievable talent. I knew him since he was very, very young. As a matter of fact, I handed off my American flag to him at his very first match, which was supposed to be my last match, but we know that that's behind us now. But yeah, can't say enough good things about QT as far as in the ring, on the microphone. Listen, it's been asked before, hey, if QT ever wanted to, turn this situation around and team up, I think everybody deserves a second chance. So I got a lot of great things to say about QT, but listen, he's going to have to choose which side of Big Boom AJ he wants to be on.
Were you nervous at all going into that? Like, was there pressure on you or no?
No, not at all. No. Let's go back to my number one pillar of success and happiness. Zero negative thoughts.
Yeah.
John, our minds are so powerful. Can everybody please understand that? Our minds are so powerful. When nerves get into your mind, get them out. When depression gets into your mind, get it out. We do have that power. I do believe in that. I do believe in that. Maybe there's people out there smarter than me, whatever. I'm going to believe in what I believe in. You get nervous, get it out of your head. It doesn't serve you well. You get depression, get it out of your head. It doesn't serve you well. Anger does not serve you well. Get all that out of there and live a happy and determined life.
And that's great too, because obviously it works for you. You know what I mean? Like the
Oh,
power
no
of
doubt.
positive energy, it's been working for you tenfold. So that is true. I was just thinking, like, man, that's a big spot you're in, but that's awesome. Like, no, not nervous at all. It could be a big spot. It's a huge match, huge
Excited,
crowd, but yeah,
excited beyond belief. I mean, if you just want to go back to the video and see the way I came out from behind the screen with a broken foot, by the way, with a
yeah,
broken foot that I said, you want to talk about the power of positivity? In my head, as crazy as this is, I said, foot, you're not ruining this for me. Get yourself together. Talking to my foot. I know that's going to get clipped. I know everybody's going to laugh at that. But in my head, all right, foot, we got to do this. Take yourself up. Let's go. We're going. Nothing is stopping us tonight. Let's go. And there was only actually one point in that match that I felt that foot.
really,
There
that's
was
it.
only one point. Yeah, there was only one point. Now I got back and I felt it. The tape came. So there was another creator at the show that night, and that creator had me standing up doing a whole interview. And finally, throughout that interview, I said, "All right, we got to wrap this up. I can't stand on this foot another minute."
Wow. So the adrenaline maybe wore off, and then you're like, oh damn this thing hurts.
Yeah, I think standing in that one spot with the blood pumping through
Yes.
it instead, I was standing up and the blood's now throbbing through that thing, and it looked like an eggplant. It was crazy.
What was the only point in the match where you kind of felt it? Like, do
I
you
will
remember
tell you.
again?
I will.
Oh,
Yes, and it is very interesting. Do you want to take a quick guess? You want to take a quick guess? I will tell you what it was. Want to take a quick guess?
I,
I will.
I can't even think. Maybe like running the ropes. Maybe like once
Very
you kind of
close.
were
You know what?
for
I
your
didn't think you were
comeback.
going to get it. I didn't think you were going to. Yes, I didn't think you were going to get it, but you're very, very close. When I hit the corner and I thrusted myself out of the corner and I pushed off on the foot, I felt it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like
Yeah.
when you were kind of running, hitting the ropes. Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
no, it was out of the corner. So I think QT whipped me into the corner and I smashed the corner. I knew I had to come out hard. I couldn't let him come at me. So I had to take a shot right then and there. So I came out hard and, I threw one of the big boom clotheslines, but I felt the foot right then and there.
You know what? Why I think you were so confident? You knew you had Bill Goldberg in your corner that could do a spear that better than some of the guys. I think that's why you were so confident.
I don't know what you're talking about. You saw a spear that? I didn't see a spear.
Oh,
You saw a
you didn't?
spear that night?
Okay. That was damn impressive. I got to be honest. That was impressive.
That's why I say Big Justice. If Big Justice wants to be one of the best wrestlers in the world one day, Big Justice can be one of the best wrestlers in the world one day. I mean, Big Justice can move. He's a tremendous athlete. I mean, we know he can work the microphone. We know he's got a great look. We know that he interacts with people. Big Justice could be one of the top wrestlers in the world one day. I have no doubt about that.
What is it like creating with him? Because we do father and son stuff, me
Yeah,
and my son, it's like so cool. And
yeah.
it's nothing like you guys. You guys are like doing it in front of millions, but it's like it's cool doing that. We went to WWE together. You do going to Legoland or wherever, going to Disney together. What's it like creating and like building a business with him?
It's the greatest thing ever. And I think he's taking the lead on the channel at this point. I think when we started, I was kind of taking the lead and he was coming along. At this point, he's really taking the lead on the channel and he comes up with a ton of ideas. And I'll tell you what happens a lot of times on our channel, John, and it's good that we recognize this. So I think our channel had the success it had because we were very natural. It was just us. When other creators meet us, they say all the time, wow, this is really you guys, huh? So I think we always have to keep that element. And sometimes I see that on the channel, we're kind of getting away a little bit from that element and we're getting a little more serious and, even possibly, I hate to say this, but a little more scripted. And we take a look, we're like, no. We got to cut that. We got to cut that. We got to get back to basics. We just got to be us. And that's, that's something that we recognize. And we always know that we bring the channel right back to what everybody loves.
I just love the fact not only that you guys are like just being yourselves and it's very natural and stuff. I love the Jersey aspect. Like you're from New
Oh
Jersey, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I feel that. I don't know. It's like a Jersey thing to me. A lot of the people like Bam Bam Bigelow. I used to love Bam Bam. He's from Asbury Park.
I
I'm
love
in
them.
Asbury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it feel like it's a little bit of a Jersey thing too for me and a lot of people I know that love you guys are Jersey people.
Well, Jersey's got a ton of personality. We know that. You got of course North Jersey. You got the grit and the toughness of North Jersey, and then you have the fun and festivity of the Jersey Shore. So yeah, Jersey's got a ton of personality, and I'm glad you see that. I'm glad you see that we bring that out.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously being a Jersey guy, you're attracted to. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
got to
no
stick. The
doubt.
Jersey guys got to stick together.
Yeah, I think Jersey's done a good job at keeping its. Jersey's done a really good job at keeping its character and its personality over the years.
Oh, no doubt about it. Tony Soprano
Particularly,
helped that for sure.
yeah, Tony Soprano. Particularly when you're talking about North Jersey, when you're talking about Newark and
Yep.
Nutley and the Caldwells and East Hanover's up there. When you see that
Yes.
like true
Yes.
grit of the North Jersey culture, the Italian delis, all that, the bakeries, that's still up there. That's still up there. And then of course, Point Pleasant, Seaside Boardwalk, Long Beach Island, the fun of that shore life.
Where?
There's only one New Jersey.
Yeah. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Harrison, which obviously is right next to Newark, and then I moved to
Yeah,
different places. Now I'm in Asbury. Where did you grow up?
grew up in Wall Township, and then got married to Mama Justice in 2005 and moved to Colts Neck.
Okay, nice. So Jersey
Yeah.
boy through and through. I love that.
Yeah, mostly from the shore. So my family was in Nutley. Shout out to Balls
Oh,
Mahoney. My, how great was that? That's one of the things that I thought like very much went under the radar. Balls Mahoney from Nutley, New Jersey.
yeah, true. Yeah.
That was pretty. That was very crazy. But yeah, I think my family, my mother born and raised in Newark, and then I think raised my brother and my three older sisters. I'm the youngest of five, and I'm the
Wow.
youngest by a lot. I'm 11 years younger than my next sister. So my mother raised my brother and three sisters in Nutley, and then we were down in Wall Township by the time I was born.
Nice. My sister used to live in Nutley. Very nice area.
Yeah,
I love that
yeah, it's a nice
area.
area. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Beautiful. When you
no
thinking
doubt.
of creating kind of like Big Boom, where does that come from? Like the Big Boom age. Obviously, we know Power Child Eric Justice for years, but where does like the Big Boom come from? Where did that emanate from?
This is really cool. So ever since Big Justice started playing baseball at 4 or 5 years old, so they always give the baseball coach the bucket of balls. So Big Justice in T-ball, Big Justice was smashing the ball over the wall in T-ball. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. He was just had a big power swing, just smashing the ball. So on the balls, every coach would put whatever, Coach John, Coach Paul, whatever. So I put boom on the balls, all capital boom with a big exclamation point. And every time Big Justice would smash, I would say, Big Justice goes boom. And that's been our thing ever since. And sometimes I still get pictures of those balls. So, whether it was in New Jersey Little League or now in Boca Raton Little League, anytime a coach finds one of those, they take a picture or they see me on the field like, hey, Big Boom AJ, this is one of yours.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Like to kind of even to tie it into the Big Justice,
Yeah,
obviously. But I love that. That's awesome. And it's just like off the cuff. Like you're not thinking of it. You're just like boom. And he's gonna.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We love that, and everyone seems to love the boom, and then it's evolved into five big booms and boom or doom, and they're just gonna keep going with it.
Do you like doing like more videos, like centric, just like talking videos or interviews, or do you like doing like the music videos and like do kind of like
Oh
maybe
wow.
going outside your comfort zone a little bit?
No, I like doing everything we do. I like changing it up. When we're out in LA, we're gonna be here. You go. Here's a hot take. We're gonna be recording two new songs out in LA.
Whoa,
Yeah,
awesome.
Rizzler will be a part of one of them. So you know what? I can tell. We're one of the songs we are doing is with a huge creator. It's Crash Adams, and
Okay, yep.
Crash Adams that has had multiple viral hits. So we are putting a song together with Crash Adams. And then we're doing another song with another great creator, Jelly House. So Rizzler's a part of that song. So, yeah, we are going to be recording two songs out here in Los Angeles. I love creating music. I love creating videos. I love it all, and I like that we have so many aspects to what we do. The pro wrestling, the baseball. It really gives us. I mean, we never run out of content.
That's true. You guys can kind of like hit all cylinders. You know what I mean? You can hit all bases when music, baseball. We'll do something with Mr. Beast. I'll do some with Crash Adams. It's like that's just shows the versatility of the Costco guys.
That's become a great friendship. Our friendship with the Beast team, and the Beast team will reach out to us a lot, and we'll come up with this crazy idea. And they're like, "Hey, look, we wanted to do this, and Jimmy's not available for this, but we think that we can plug the Boom family into this. It'll work out perfect." And you're never gonna say no to that. So like, yeah,
Right.
when and where? Let's go. Bring the Boom.
I love that you guys got Costco. Not that they weren't up like already popular over. I feel like you really got Costco over. You know what I mean? Like that, you brought them to
Yeah,
another level.
yeah. I think we did change the way a lot of people look at Costco. So we have an unbelievable relationship with Costco. Absolutely love Costco. We do, like, the CEO of Costco texts us and says, "Hey, it's my kid's birthday. Send me back a video." So we love it. We have a great relationship with Costco. But yeah, in the beginning, some creators were saying, "Wow, like, you guys made Costco cool."
Yes, yes. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was like, these guys are actually making Costco. Like people are like, let's go hang out in Costco. Like what you never think of.
Yeah. Yeah, some creators were saying, people used to say, like, all right, I got to go to Costco because we need toilet paper, we need paper towels, I got to stock up and get out of there. Like, you guys make Costco like an attraction.
Yes, like hey, I got to get the double chunk. I got to get the chicken bake. Like you actually kind of made people want to hang out and eat there and stuff. You
Yeah.
guys,
Now,
they owe a lot to you.
when you check out at the food, first off, thank you so much for that. Thank you for that. We love our relationship with Costco. We love our partnerships that we have with many of the brands in Costco. When you check out now at the food court, if you don't order a double chunk chocolate cookie, it pops up on the window. Do you want to add a double chunk chocolate cookie to your order?
That's awesome. Is that your idea, or is that somebody ingenious in
I
marketing
mean,
thinking
yeah,
that?
I
Yeah.
think I do have to think that the attention that we brought to the double chunk
Of course,
chocolate cookie
yes,
sparked that idea. But you're welcome, Costco.
yes. A genius though, genius idea. Like, hey, why not? Everyone knows what it is now because of you guys. Everybody knows the
I
double
I
chunk.
haven't checked on the numbers on it in a long, long time, but I think it was probably like March 2024, something like that. We have a very good relationship with Rosina, our general manager at the Boca Raton Costco. And I asked her what were the double chunk chocolate cookie sales from like February to March or whatever? She said February we were selling about 250 cookies a week. March we sold 1,350 cookies a week.
Whoa, holy crap!
Yeah,
So,
so it turned around that much.
damn, you guys should get like a huge basket of double chunk cookies every week from them. Jeez, right? I mean, they owe you big
Well, I
time.
mean, yeah, Costco does, a ton for us. We were in the Costco magazine last month, and we couldn't be happier with our relationship with Costco.
Just rewinding back, like as far as wrestling, was that like your first love? That's what you always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Is what you always wanted to be
Oh
was,
yeah.
was wrestling.
No doubt. And I was a little young when I had my chance. When I had my first chance, I was a little young, John. I wasn't ready yet to be on the road. I wasn't. I was still a little immature in my late 20s. I was doing well in business, but I was still a little immature. I liked being home. I wasn't ready for the road. I don't think this would work right now if the whole family wasn't in it. I do think the whole family being a part of this. I wouldn't leave the family at home. The part that Big Justice, Mama Justice, actually are all part of this. We do this together. We travel together. That's what made this a real win. In my late 20s, when I really had an opportunity, I knew I wasn't going to do well on the road.
When you initially got in, who trained you?
Iron Mike Sharp.
Oh, it was Iron Mike. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
right,
Oh my
right in
god, that's
Asbury. Right in
amazing.
Asbury. Yeah. Is that? I think. What did they make out of that building? Is that building still standing? I think it was across from. It's that big hotel, the Berkeley Carteret, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it is now because they did so
Yeah.
much reconstruction over there. They completely changed Asbury. It's not. It's
That
really nice. Like nuts how
that
much they changed.
that building was in a Robert De Niro movie where it was supposed to be based in San Francisco, and that building was the police station. And De
Wow.
Niro pulled up the police car. Yeah, if you Google the movie or whatever. But De Niro pulled down the street in a police car, pulled into that building, and then I guess they went to the studio because that building was falling apart. But
Yep. Yes.
yeah, but they used that as the outside of a San Francisco police department in a Robert De Niro movie.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty damn cool. Damn.
yeah. So that's where I trained, and Nova was there. Donnie B was there. I'm trying to think. I think I was just talking to Nova about this yesterday morning, and I was talking about who from Sharps really made an impact on the wrestling world. And I think that it's of course Nova,
Yep.
Charlie Haas,
Yep.
Malice, Jerry Toot. Man, he died way too. He was such a good guy, man. What a heart on that guy. And now this opportunity that I have with AEW. Now, I did come up as a tag team with Charlie, and this is where I'm talking about where my maturity wasn't there yet. So I did come up as a tag team with Charlie, and Charlie was probably about 3 or 4 years older than me, and Charlie was ready to go. Charlie was ready to go, and I quite wasn't. So, I don't go back and have any regrets about it. I'm here where I am right now. That was just part of my journey. And congratulations to Charlie. I mean, for all he's accomplished. I mean, WrestleMania, Team Angle, all that. Congratulations to Nova, of course. From the BWO to a huge attraction in ECW to Simon Dean. Great guys, and such an honor to have come up with that Jersey crew.
What was Sharp like? Because I always hear stories. Of course, our buddy Ace Darling and our buddy Crowbar always talk about him. What was he like?
Oh man, give me a minute. Oh, give me a minute, John. Wow. Oh, Iron Mike Sharp, dude. I wish I could give him a hug right here, right now. Just the greatest guy ever. Looked out for every single one of us. When we got to a show and we were told that we weren't in the best spot, Sharp stood up for us, and with that big thought, like, you're not going to do that to this kid. It's crazy. And then, always stood up for every single one of us. Names aren't important, but, someone on an indie show that, wanted to crush one of us, like, and they would say, we're building this kid up. You got to give him a bigger spot than that. And then also, I'm very rarely curse. I don't curse. I have to make this good.
Yeah.
So Iron Mike Sharp would come in the ring, and if we were doing something and that didn't look good, Iron Mike Sharp would show up and say, "Power Child, that was shit."
That's awesome.
And wow, love that guy, and I'm very grateful to have him have made such a big impact on all of us on this Jersey crew of ours.
You always hear stories, I know from Ace, obviously our buddy Ace Darling, or Crowbar, about how he had like a little bit of OCD and he was like really nutty at times, and he kind of was unpredictable.
Oh, he would like shower in the middle of training. He would shower, fix his hair. It used to take him 45 minutes to get out of the car and open the school. So we would all be waiting there on the sidewalk in Jersey winters. It's 25 degrees out. The ocean air is blowing on us, and he's taking 45 minutes to open his trunk, grab his briefcase, get his keys.
Yeah, I always hear funny stories about him. Greatest thing about him, my first show was like 1990, the first WWF show I ever went to. He was the opening match versus Hercules, so he was the first guy out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And me, my brother, my dad, and my dad's friend are there, and we're not paying attention. We're like second row, but we're kind of half paying attention. All of a sudden, we look out. Iron Mike Sharp and my dad's friend are like nose to nose, cursing at each other. We're like, what is going on here? So ever since then, I was like kind of scared of Iron Mike Sharp because my dad's friend was big, and Mike Sharp was like kind of
he was a big intimidating guy, and he gave me a shot once, and I still feel it. So he was teaching us basically how to do a forearm to the chest. I still feel it.
Oh man, yeah, he was kind of the greatest athlete. Yeah,
and let's not forget the chops. He would just line you back in that corner, and he didn't do the knife edge. He came over the top with that thing, and he knocked you through the bottom of the ring.
Yeah, that follow through, right? He did that like the down. Yeah,
he had that follow through, and Bam Bam used to come to the school, and wow, what a guy Bam Bam was, man. These guys died way too young. Bam Bam used to come, and he was always cool with us. And we had a lot of guys that stopped by. Chris Candido, good dude, man. Good, yeah. Just Yeah, I'm very grateful to have been part of the whole Sharps crew.
It's awesome, like to look back at some of those New Jersey indie guys. It's just like a great group. Even like you throw in Carino and Simon
Yeah,
Diamond, like all these, so many great, like
yeah.
cool guys that came through New Jersey.
A lot of awesome guys came through New Jersey. You know, you mentioned a moment ago. We didn't mention Ace and Devin.
Yep,
Ace and Devin.
both
I mean, those
awesome.
guys. Those guys. They could put a match together.
So great. I don't know. It
Yeah,
just kind of brings back nostalgic feelings when even think about you at the shows. Even Julio De
yeah.
Niro, Julio Sanchez. I mean,
Oh
all these cool
yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah. Julio. Remember the Phoenix, man. Phoenix had an unbelievable roster at one point, right? That
Yes.
Phoenix roster was crazy with Matt Vandal and Mike Preston and Tank Toland.
Yeah,
That
Tank too.
roster,
Yeah, another guy. Yeah.
yeah. Well, Tank went down to the OVW tryout that we had in 2003, and Tank made it. Tank got a contract. Tank really he really shined in that tryout we had down there. I'll tell you who came out of that tryout. Out of that tryout, we got Tank Toland, we got Shad Gaspard, the Beast.
Yes.
God rest his soul, man. What a happy guy he was. He made the world so much better. Man, died saving his son. God
Yeah.
bless you.
Crazy.
God bless you, Shad. Elijah Burke came out of there. There was a dude, Steve Lewington from England. He had spent a little bit of time up in the big leagues. There was a lot of talent. A lot of the Spirit Squad came out of that tryout. Mondo,
Oh, Mike Mondo.
a
Yeah.
few
Yep.
others. Yeah. That was a very talented group.
Was that always like a dream? WWE, was that like the goal, if you will?
I'm happy where I am right now. I couldn't be happy. Listen, I grew up in northern New Jersey. So I grew up in northern. By the way, the family's walking by right now. Big Justice is over here. Mama Justice, Ashley. They just went and got breakfast. Hey guys, bring the
Nice.
boom. So yeah, listen. I grew up in northern New Jersey. We went to Madison Square Garden. We went to the Meadowlands. We went to the Philadelphia Spectrum. So AEW came around much later in life. But listen, what I wanted then is a lot different than what I want now. I cannot be any happier than where I am right now with AEW, with Tony, with the roster we have here. It brings a lot of happiness.
It's always too like where you grew up when you were younger. Like Northeast is
Oh
WWF
yeah,
tank,
yeah,
so that's kind
yeah,
of
no
like
doubt.
people like I know people in the South when they were younger, like, oh, NWA, I always wanted to be NWA. So it's kind of like where you grew up and what you got on TV and the shows that you could go to in that local market. That's kind of what you like wanted to aspire.
Yeah, no doubt. I really felt like I was part of the show. I would say every month I went to from probably when I was about. So what got me into wrestling? I actually talked to Tony about this the other day. It's so crazy. What got me into wrestling was that song. Was
Which
the Land of a Thousand Dances song.
really?
Yeah, when that went on MTV, and
Yep.
it was the MTV generation, and I saw all
Yep.
the big personalities. That's what really got me into wrestling. And then from that point on, so that was probably about 1987, I'm thinking.
Yes. Yep.
So
Exactly.
right around 1986, I think that song was probably about 86 because then Hogan Andre was 87, and that just changed the world.
Yes.
By,
Yep.
by the way, I don't think. You tell me if I'm wrong here. Maybe Rock Austin, but I don't think we ever matched Hogan Andre.
That's tough because that almost even like every video for WWE, it starts off with Hogan slamming Andre. It's almost like that's like the boom, the rocket ship. So it's hard to like when you hit that high note, it's hard to like say if something matched it. Maybe Rock Austin. I think Hogan Savage came close though because the money
I
they
can't. No, I
made.
can't. No, I can't do
No,
that one. I can't do that.
no,
I
no.
love Macho Man. I
Yeah,
love Macho Man. No, I don't think because I don't think Macho Man was ever
Andre's level.
the formidable foe, the unbeatable. We knew Hogan was beating Macho, and I
True.
love
Yeah.
Macho. I love Macho Man. To tell you the truth, up until probably about a month ago, Macho Man was on my Mount Rushmore. He was on my Mount Rushmore up until about a month ago. I did have to make a change on that, but I still
So
absolutely love Macho Man Randy Savage.
who's on the Mount Rushmore now?
I don't know if I could discuss it.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if I can discuss it because I'm all elite right now. I'm all elite right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do have a Mount Rushmore. But yeah, I just think with Andre was just so maybe it was my age. we always thought Hogan was going to beat Macho Man. We knew Hogan was leaving WrestleMania 5 with
Yes,
the belt. We didn't know Hogan was leaving WrestleMania 3 with the belt. We did
unpredictable.
not
Yeah,
know. We did not know that. So that's why I don't think that I don't think we ever beat Hogan Andre.
it literally set it off. You think about like WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2. Okay, that's great. They're making money. Like WrestleMania 3, that set it off. I mean, that just
That
changed the
was
game
that
completely.
was epic, and I think you want to talk Rock Austin. Obviously, they're up there in the
Yes,
conversation. I don't think Austin needed to that Austin heel turn at 17. That was a doom.
terrible.
That was a
Yeah,
doom.
didn't like that at all. Didn't really need it. He was too over, too popular. Like,
No,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Austin, I think himself to this point says that was a big mistake.
It's not like Hogan NWO where he kind of was not really as popular as he once was, and this was like years later. This is like Austin right in the middle of his prime. Didn't really make sense to do.
Yeah, in Texas, the whole the whole Austin thing was about everybody wanted to be that guy that stomped on his boss, gave his boss a stunner, and now you're in
Yep.
front of your hometown, like joining with the boss, and that was a fail. That was a doom. But hey, listen, man, we talked about it before. We got to talk about where we are right now, where we're going right
Yes.
now, because hey,
Yes.
listen, man, everything we can't say all the great things Austin did for this industry. I mean,
The best.
yeah, really. I mean, it's he's on my Mount Rushmore. We want to touch on my Mount Rushmore. Austin's there, and all the things that he's done for this industry, and the T-shirts, and the attitude. Can't say enough great things
Definitely.
about the guy.
I usually throw mine out there. I usually say Hogan, Austin, Rock, Flair, just because kind of like I guess my generation, how we grew up. I know people could throw maybe
We're
Andre, you could
one
throw
off.
Bruno. Okay.
We're
Oh,
one
we're
off.
close.
Yep,
Okay.
you
Okay.
and me are one off. You and me are one off.
Okay. I bet I'm gonna bet Rock isn't in yours, but
No way. No
oh, he's in
way.
there. Oh, okay.
Rock is
Okay.
probably the last guy I would take off of mine.
Oh, nice.
because
Okay.
because of the way that he just revolutionized everything. I mean, as far as Hollywood, as far as mainstream, Hogan opened the door. Rock just busted it right open.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Rock changed everything. I no Rock's my number one.
And I love this final boss stuff. I just love it. I just
It's it,
can't get
it
enough.
it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. So you know what I mean. I will tell you. So previously for me, it was Flair's not on mine.
Ah. Okay. All right.
Flair's not on mine. Man, let me tell you something. Again, a guy that deserves all the respect. Listen, I like Flair now better than I liked Flair then. I love
Right.
Flair right now. This like crazy old man thing that he's doing. I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
I love,
Yes.
love, love it. I didn't like the whole wheel and deal and limousine ride and all that. I mean, I guess it was meant for me to hate it, but I guess I
Right.
just hated
Right.
it
He's a
too
heel.
much.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. There were a few guys that did that for me. So we'll talk about my Mount Rushmore in a minute. A few guys that did that to me that I just couldn't break that barrier of, that these were real people and I just hated them so much from wrestling. Flair, Owen Hart.
Oh, yes. I could see
Owen
that.
Hart.
Yes.
I feel really bad that like when Owen Hart died, God rest his soul, I had to I had to struggle to fight the whole like, wow, this is like a real man who has a family that died here because Owen made me hate him so much.
Great heel. Yeah.
Owen was great at that. And you know what? I'm going to throw Honky Tonk Man in there.
Great heel.
I mean,
Yes.
just
Love
think about it.
hockey.
How many matches did I go to in 1987 just to see Honky Tonk Man get his ass kicked? And every night I was like, this is the night. This is the night he is not leaving with that belt.
I loved it. Well, looking back, I obviously hated him then, but like looking back, I loved he's so like dedicated to the character. He did not want to get cheered at all. Some heels like kind of like one he was like just perfect at getting just
Yeah.
tremendous amount of heat. He was
He got
hated.
under your skin,
Hated.
that guy. He got
Oh
under
yeah.
your skin, that guy. But I did recently replace Macho Man Randy Savage with John Cena.
Wow, Cena's making it. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because of what he's done. So I think if you look at my list, you see that there's guys that did so much outside of wrestling.
Yes.
And
Yep.
John Cena with the Make a Wish, which by the way, I am so honored to say that I will be working with Make a Wish this year. So we do have
Awesome.
some,
Congrats. Awesome.
yes, bring the boom that right there. What an honor that is, and I met them at the Super Bowl, and Got to meet 19 Make-A-Wish kids down at the Super Bowl. I was able to do videos and pictures with all of them. And we're working on some things with Make-A-Wish right now. And I'm so excited about that.
That is awesome. So as we
Thank
hit
you.
the wind down here and head towards the finish, because I know you're a busy guy, you got so much going on right now.
By the way,
Tell
I
us,
mean, this was the quickest hour of my life. I loved every
awesome.
minute of this.
I know, me too. This has been 20 plus years in the making, by the way, me doing this interview. So I'm loving this.
Here we are. Thank you so much.